Hey guys, so you can tell from the title, I'm going to be like debunking some things on a certain hair chemical that a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions about. But I'm just gonna wait a little bit, see, get a little bit of people to get on. Hope everyone had a good Easter. Today's Easter, right? Happy Easter to everyone. Hey Karina, how's it going? Hey Jay. Happy Easter. Stay safe. If you have little ones, just get some eggs. Hide them in the house. You don't need all the cousins and the nieces and the nephews and everyone be going over. You can have a little late Easter after this shit's gone. I'm already seeing everyone all over Facebook, all over the fields, they're little cheering. Like, I get it, it's Easter, but you're gonna get a whole different egg surprise if you keep going out to them damn fields with all the peoples. Oh, it's family. Well, it's really nothing to do with related to you or not. The virus don't give a damn if it's Easter. So, with that in mind, I'm going to do my little spill on henna. Now, henna has a reputation for being natural and it's better, it's safer than chemical dye, chemical processing, which is not exactly true on a lot of levels, actually. After actually, doing some research of my own, and even with a doctor, I guess, review. I'll just jump right into it. Okay, so the first thing, henna, no. Real henna it's all that it is. Most of it is natural. If you're getting real henna, the paste should be a green, a forest green consistency, almost like a muddy green, like a very mossy area color, and it should have almost the same texture. It's like you're putting mud on your hair. That's how the most natural of naturals henna should look, and it comes in all different kind of forms as far as like at least the way it's packaged or whatever. But yeah, it could be a red base, orange base, indigo base, just depending on whatever color you're trying to lean forward to. But other than that, it smells very leafy. It's very earthy. So the more organic your henna looks, I guess the more natural it is. So that's one part. There's no such thing as a lightener or a lifting henna. And if you see it at Walmart or CVS or wherever they sell henna, I don't fuck with it, so don't ask me. But if you do mess with commercial henna, if it says blonde or like lifting, and that's fake, it's gonna probably ruin your hair. I saw many movies and many doctor visits to show that henna does not have the ability to lift. It just has the ability to. Hey Desiree, how's it going? Jana, how's everyone going? It just has the ability to stain. Now I'll get into that here in a little bit. But here's one part. I wrote some notes down, so if I'm looking down, that's what I'm doing. Black henna is not 100% natural by any means. Leaves are not black, just saying. Generally, they're not black. And if they do, to be honest, if you hold a really dark leaf up to the sunlight, you're going to see the veins through it, and it's probably going to reflect back a deep brown color, or maybe like a bluish hue to it. And, yeah. And that's that. So there's no actual black henna. And if it says it is, to be honest, what it's going to be, black henna is mixed with chemicals, which they're in. It's not completely natural. So again, there's no such thing as a 100% natural henna. It's mixed with chemicals to provide a inky matte look. What it's going to deliver when mixing, you can tell the difference because it smells like tar, kind of polluted. If you know what that kind of smells like, think of like tar or smog. It just smells polluted. It just smells bad, like engine oil almost. The difference when mixing, you can tell the difference because you're gonna have between a natural henna and the chemically enhanced is of course the smell and the color texture. Because upon mixing your henna, if it's not green and earthy looking, if it's kind of like tainted and blackish looking, it's definitely chemically enhanced. That's a no-no. So the myth of henna is conditioning the hair, which makes it leading or a lead ahead than any other chemical service as far as bleaching, color, fashion colors, even perms and relaxers. Yes, that myth has been busted. Actually, henna will not condition your hair. Like I said earlier, it just coats your hair. So that being said, let's see what I have on my little notes here. Okay, no, because real henna being natural and very extremely dense, it does not have the ability to penetrate the shaft or to deposit any healing or herbal conditioning properties. So basically, in a nutshell, it's just putting a really dense colored stain, like just think of lotion, kind of like lotion. Just think of a really dense cream on your hair with color. And the thing about henna too, you have to leave it for several hours for it to actually get true effect. And some people just like it, and they'll tell you, "Oh, I'm going for this red color or for this burnt brown color." Sure, but no. To get the true effect of henna, you have to leave it on for several hours, depending on what the process is via packaging. But it's so dense it does not allow itself the ability to penetrate the hair shaft, the outer the outer regions. It won't get to the cortex. It won't go through the cuticle or anything for that matter. So that myth is busted. So if you're one of those who are a die-hard henna user and you're only using it because it's safer and has more conditioning properties and X, Y, and Z, no, that myth has been debunked. So there you go. What it does, as far as I'm gonna explain a little bit more on how the henna processing goes. If I get a little boring, I don't know, say something. If you have a question, go ahead. I'll be looking up here and there. Henna merely sits on your hair shaft and stains it, kind of like Kool-Aid. So if you think of when you're young and your mom didn't want you to do your hair, but you put your hair in Kool-Aid because your hair is brown or light brown or blonde, that's the same effect as henna, more or less in relative. Over time, if you keep staining, not dyeing, if you keep staining your hair with henna, it's just going to create buildup, and as it grows, you're going to see a reddish orange hint because that plant itself has a red-orange base color within it. So as far as that goes, this buildup, think of it as here's your hair strand, and you're putting henna and henna over it, and you're just coating and coating, so you go from this much to that much. So basically you're just having your poor little hair being suffocated by all this color, and I'll get more into it and I'll just explain it through this reading here. But yes, it's gonna have an orange base color. As you go on through it and you keep putting it on, a lot of people at home, they don't realize you have to go layer by layer by layer. So you're gonna have this light orangey or reddy color and going up and up and up. So you gotta actually kind of mind yourself when you put on henna. You're making it more dense as it goes down more and more. And let's see. Okay, so this as far as this coating process goes, it gives you the illusion of having fuller hair, because how I was explaining how you coat your hair, it makes it look full and feel thicker. So everyone says, oh, it feels healthier, it feels stronger, it feels whatever. It's not necessarily stronger or healthier or even thicker for that matter. It's just the buildup giving you the illusion of a thicker head of hair. Just because you're just blowing up, you're overcoating your hair with henna. And alone by itself, it's dense enough, and you keep processing because your hair grows fast or the gray coverage or whatever it's for. That's exactly why. It's because you're just overlapping it with so much henna. It's just making it feel denser. So let's see. The only redeeming quality, but it's kind of like a backlash in a way, if you think about it, what I'm about to say. The only redeeming quality is that it can behave like a heat protectant, but like all products, it will fade out and you'll burn out the usefulness of henna. So, like I said, how your hair is, if you have coating it for years, or if you're just starting and you flat iron your hair and it seems to be like holding up more than usual, that's probably why you're not necessarily burning your hair as much as you are burning off the henna. And that alone will take off some of the henna. But it's so dense, it will be a little bit. But after a while, once you keep doing it, if you're one of those that do it all the time, it is going to wear it out. And in the interim, you're baking your hair within. Just not as strong, but you're still heating it up. Kind of like an oven, basically. So, I mean, I guess that's kind of a small win for henna. So who should or shouldn't use henna? Alright, so I'll get right into that in just a little bit. But, yeah, you're gonna be burning your hair in the long run, because you're not gonna know when the henna has been used up. Let's see, what's this? For me, lastly, but worse, because of the coating, it's not allowing, conditioning treatments, protein boosters, even like hot oil treatments to get in your hair. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna have this like really greasy looking hair, really dirty hair. If you ever have an over sebaceous scalp, excuse me, an over sebaceous scalp, sebaceous, is that a word? Yeah, sebaceous, yes. Anyways, and you produce a lot of natural oils, and then you try to like put more in your hair to treat it, just to keep up with it. It's gonna just be laying on top of that henna, and it's not going to do anything for you. It's not allowing any chemical properties, any healthy boosters, any serums that you should have helped. It's not going to allow it to penetrate the henna and go into your hair cortex or follicle or any level of the hair. Everything you put on your hair on top of henna is just going to sit its happy ass there. So that to me is the biggest downfall of henna. I don't care how much people want to hype it up. If you can't feed your hair and give it the nutrients it needs and help it and rehydrate it and moisturize and anything, you're doing yourself and your scalp even a big disservice. It doesn't matter that it is a plant or natural, no, because even plants have downfalls. I mean, we all have ivies, but I wouldn't grow fucking poison ivy. Just painting a picture. Hey Crystal, hey what's that? Corey, how's it going? Yeah. Let's see. So again, like I was saying, it's not allowing your protections, not like your moisturizers, your conditioners, your boosters, your proteins, processes to seep into your hair. Because in its very nature, like I can't stress enough how dense it is and just sits on your hair for no reason. On its own, henna is very drying, and people like to use oils and serums into the mixture so it can compensate for the dryness. Like any chemical processing, let it be natural or a color base, a bleaching relaxer, if it does not come with it, and again that should be another heads up that it's not all natural. It does not matter if there's a step by step. No, outside of like adding a different chemical to it, it's not right for you or your hair. Just don't get it done. But by adding oils or lotions or serums, by its very nature, it's going to slow down the process. If it's not a pH bonder, if it's not anything meant for a mixture, it will slow down, and sometimes it might even result in a complete halt of the henna process. So do not do it. It's not going to do anything for you, and you'll probably get even worse results. So no matter what you do not try to add anything to your henna or to any chemical processing. It's not going to help you out. And the very end, not the very end, but close to it, what's going to happen is henna, by its very nature, will leave your hair dry, brittle, and very much like witch hair. I mean, like a broom. The ends are the first to go, and if you're one of those that just don't get trims very often, it's not gonna help you out, because then you're gonna dry out from the bottom up, and that much you have to cut off the first time, and then if you don't take care of your hair, it's gonna keep on keeping on. And then some people just like to live in their hair, and that's fine. Go ahead and live your best life. But it's going to be dry. It will. Let's see. Trying, if you, me as a stylist, I don't think I have dealt with henna-based hair. I don't think, I'm trying to cast my memory back. I don't think I've tried to lift henna. However, if I ever get asked to, I will not mess with henna processed hair. You can pay me a lot of money, and I will not do it. Or if you convince me to, with the right price, yeah, just maybe. But you'll be signing a consent form. Excuse me. The thing about henna is because how natural it is, or supposed to be. Color is based off of chemicals and peroxide, or otherly known as developer. And it's measured and it's formulated for the human hair. And your stylist or colorist is making you your own special formula. So having to deal with something natural, and if we're going to be completely honest about it, on the natural side, they have, sometimes they could be composed of like poorly generated some, which is more commercial based, what you can find to the public, like L'Oreal boxes and whatnot. What do you call it? The same can be found in henna at your local stores, also or your commercial items. And let's stay with this method. Black henna. Black henna, there's actually, it's more toxic for you because there's more like chemically induced stuff. It's chemically engineered still. Yes, the base is plant-based, but it's a lot of other chemicals going to give that extra darkness. The most natural you're gonna get is an indigo henna, but without the extra enhancements, it's not gonna leave you completely black. At best, you might get deep gray, maybe like a pale dark brown, an ash brown. Still not black without the enhancements. And what some of this is, a lot of it is getting henna that is mixed in with sand and mud, which contains minerals, metals, and salts. And well, this is trying to, if you're trying to lift or change your color from henna to actual professional dye, it's gonna lead in a chemical reaction. Some have produced smoke, some have actually sizzled within the foil, and some have gotten really bad scalp burns and abrasions. Oh, excuse me, I don't know why I'm so saliva today. But just making the switch from henna to professional dye or chemicals, it's extremely hard and very dangerous. Actually, watching a video, a Dr. Chitrika, dermatologist and cosmetologist, so she knows both, skin and hair-based stuff. She is a residing chief and doctor in Glow and Grow Healthcare Center. She claims that 1% of commercial henna contains metals such as nickel and cobalt, which can cause severe allergic reactions to those who have sensitive skin in general. So if your skin is light, or if you bruise easy, if anything, if you're sensitive, that's just the basics of it. And I'm throwing that in there. Even if you're probably sensitive to the touch, as far as maybe a little tug, I would not use it. That's just me. Okay, nickel both, which can cause reactions. Some want now to add longevity to henna. They use henna that's enhanced with PPD, and it's actually even more dangerous for sensitive people. Persons with high sensitivity should, if you have to go with henna because you can't handle developer, I would have to say go with it as natural as you can, and if you can't find anything 100%, as long as your product is PPD free, then that's probably your best route. Let's see. Store-bought henna is not 100% natural despite the packaging, which is very true even for cosmetics, for even color and dye. So that's what we use at the salon. Like I said earlier, things are formulated for you specifically. So henna is kind of like a one-size-fits-all. Basically, you're getting store-bought color and putting it on your hair and hoping you get what comes out in the box. And as we all know, sometimes that doesn't always happen all the time. Henna has, again, those metallic salts and, dirt and mud, and there's chemical compounds in that chemical makeup that can actually react when you want to go back to salon color or something of that nature. So just be very careful as far as that goes. If I have to say, like, if as much as all my research goes, I found that henna is naturally drying. It just coats your hair. It's not doing you any favors. The longevity of it depends on how long you actually let it process on your hair. And outside of that, I don't think anyone should really use henna unless you really need to, and again, use PPD free. Some hennas come in a brick, and it's wrapped in, like, like the brown paper wrappings they have for the meat or the fish. It comes in that, basically, and it's like a really hard brick. You gotta chisel it off, and it gives you directions. Basically, you can use freshly brewed coffee or tea or extremely warm water. I want to say hot, but not like hot. But yes, or you use lemon juice, lemon or lime. Anyways, and again, I'm not a pro at henna. I do not think anyone should do it. Demi-permanent hair color. If you're worried about your hair being damaged, just tell your stylist, hey, I want like the least damaging. And I feel direct dyes, which has no developer in it, it could be a way for you. The direct dyes do come in natural colors, and demi color is not that damaging. And to be honest, a lot of stylists I've seen and research, a lot of them claim that demi is not. Hey, actually, it's not damaging at all. Most of the time you use a level 10, and that's just depositing, so it's not even trying to lift your hair, so I can see the obvious of that. But just take care of your hair and know what you're putting in it. A lot of people, again, have a weird claim that it makes their hair feel better and stronger. Sometimes it may. I'm personally not completely saying it's not, because even with the color, salon color, it makes you feel a different type of way. Your hair, well, you too, but but just remember, henna is just a coating on your hair. It's not actually penetrating. It's not permanent. I feel that if you're going to make a switch from henna to salon color, please tell your stylist, don't lie to them. 9 times out of 10, they might turn you away. Like I said, unless you're willing to sign a waiver and pay the right price. I mean, it's my time, it's my day, it's my effort, it's my product I'm using on you to get all that natural mud out your hair. So, and like I said, sometimes, even using a lifter or something, it can cause reaction. So I probably won't be doing any henna lifting today or ever. But and you're doing, again, like I said, you're doing your hair a really big disservice, because it's just your hair and a clunk of nonsense. You're trying to put a deep conditioner on it, you're trying to put oil on it, you're just, here's your hair, your henna, then here's your oil. Just like no, it's not, no. Your hair will not feel good. I think that's all I have to say about this. A lot of people have, they opt into using henna for its magical properties, but there's actually none. Medically, they've been debunked. Millions of stylists have debunked them. They are mainly used around the Middle East. I think because they just have a natural king to it, because that's where it originates from. But I think just don't. It's just so hard to be nice about it, because that's my only go-to. I wouldn't want to put. I relax my hair, and if I put henna in it and try to relax it, Lord knows what it's gonna do. 2 very strong compounds going head to head my hair is gonna take the fall. But since there's actually like no one having any questions right now, I think I answered Sarah's already. If who should use it? I don't think anyone should use it. Just tell your stylist what you're looking for, and then they can help you out. Unless your scalp can't take developer for whatever reason, then yeah. But just try to find as natural as you can, and PP free. Again, henna is not something that I think you should use continuously. Maybe one time if you're like that curious about it, but I wouldn't go like full force henna ninja, because you're actually gonna like regret it in the long run if you want to lift or if you want to like treat your hair. Aw, you're furry. But you never pop up on my thing. I don't know why. But well, I'm almost at the end of it basically. But go back and watch it and share it. But yeah, no, I strongly urge you, if you are using it and you want to make a transition, just use warm to hot water on your hair and use clarifying shampoo. Try to cleanse your hair as much as you can, but do not do actual bleachings for maybe a year and a half. Give or take, depending on how long and how much you've been doing it. If you do want to do a bleaching, I think you should do a strand test, and basically you just get a very small section of hair, cut it, and put it on either a plastic surface or a foil. If you're gonna foil your hair, put it on a foil and put like level 20 bleach, because 10 won't do nothing, and 30 and 40 might be pushing it because you don't know how much henna is still in there. Put level 20 developer with some bleach, let it process, check it periodically. If it's smoking or sizzling and people, I don't laugh, because look it up. It has happened on several occasions. So I think that is my, again, I cannot stress enough the unhealthy aspect, the disservice you're doing to your hair, because it's just like a jacket you're putting on your body, and you're trying to put, I don't know, like why anyone would do this, but you're trying to put oil on yourself, or let's say like suntan lotion on top of you or whatever. Okay, better solution. You're at the beach, bathing suit. If you're wearing like a swimmer suit and you're putting it on top of it, like it's not gonna provide you with any protection from the sun, you know. So inside you're just wearing a suit, like baking, and you know you're just doing damage to yourself. There's no replenishing yourself, you know. With your hair is just in this little capsule, and you're straightening and curling and blow drying, and there's no, until that henna like wears off or weakens to the point where it's not protecting your hair as far as it's only redeeming quality, maybe ish. I'm still iffy on it. Your hair is gonna burn, and your ends are the first ones to go, obviously. But just be careful and be mindful of what you're using, and especially with black henna, it's actually found to be the most toxic henna. And now it's not poison, it's not gonna kill you. I hope not. But it is very dangerous and damaging to your hair. I think it's like the darker the henna, the more drying and dull and brittle. And at the very end, we want nice, soft, long, luscious locks. It's a lot of L's. But I don't know. If you have any questions, feel free to message me if there's anything about hair and or makeup you want me to question or find or debunk or review. Send me a message. I hope y'all have a good, happy Easter. Stay your ass inside, boil some eggs, hide them on the living room, and let the little shits out of it. So, see you later. Till the next time. Oh, why would it be toxic? Huh. Because actually, natural henna, see, you thought you got rid of me, didn't you? Natural henna is orange and red base colors. The darkest is cocoa, like the cocoa bean, and the indigo, but even the indigo is just a very dense brown. It almost looks like a bluish black, but when you hold it to light, it still has those reddish hues to it. But black henna is often enhanced with other chemicals that have actually not been disclosed to like the public, and how they've been banned, thank God, like nationwide or worldwide, nationwide. I forgot the actual thing what it said, but I was reading up on it, and it has been banned for non-salon use, because there have been several cases of damages to one's hair or even like a scalp abrasions, which damn. And basically an abrasion, it doesn't, it's like a fissure, but it just happened like right then and there. You get like a blister on your head, and then it kind of like goes and like irrations, and then you either scratch it or by itself it just splits, ever so slightly, and that's terrible. But the toxic properties come from the mysterious chemicals to make it a true black, and also the minerals that it's found at, and their henna, it comes from the Middle East and Africa and Egypt, Pakistan. There's another one, but down there, and apparently like it's some of the compounds in the dirt and in the sand contains metals that are very irritating even to the average human. So if you have sensitive skin, that's like the toxic part. And I guess as far as the effects will go would be, abrasions, irritations, and it can in some cases, not all of them, but it can cause chemically induced alopecia. And if you don't know what alopecia is, there's several versions of it, but chemically induced is probably one of the, for me, the worst ones, because your hair will not come back. Basically, you're burning your scalp, and your scalp is where the bulb is, which is the root, which pushes out the protein, the keratin to make your hair. So when you burn that shit to no end, that's exactly what you're doing. You're ending that spots of hair growth. So when you wash it out, or just too much heat is applied, your hair can come out from the scalp, and it will not come back. If you continue using it, it could be even like worse. Like it might even get your bloodstream, and Lord knows what it could do then. But yeah, a chemically induced alopecia is very sad, because there's all these other avenues you could take, but because the world has a false recognition of, or recognition, whatever, that it's so conditioning and so whatever, and people want it for jet black hair, which is not a natural color to begin with. They suffer a lot, and they're like, well, why did this happen, or this and that. It's like, well, for one, it's like smoking. General surgeon says this can cause, cancer or whatever. It's kind of basically almost the same concept, and you're just choosing not to listen because it's a plant. Well, tobacco's a plant, whatever. There's chemicals in the cigarette, there's chemicals in henna. So you just, pick and choose your battles. I guess just, be mindful. Talk to your stylist, talk to your dermatologist first, and see what they have to say about on-scalp henna processes. Is there any more questions before I hop off? I'll be here for a couple of minutes. Hope you're having a good Easter, a nice little Easter. Looks like a nice day outside. I haven't seen the outside world. Peace out, A-Town. Well, I guess that'll be it for me then. I will see y'all later. See y'all on the dark side. Remember, if there is anything that you want to ask me or have me do a review on, or maybe a little small segment like this about hair, let me know, and I'll do some research and I'll keep y'all updated. Have a good one. Happy Easter. Keep your ass inside.